Hello everyone and welcome back to another buff breakdown. So today they released the pre-campaign for the next main story. Very exciting stuff. And they announced a bunch of new SSR raid ups, and we also got a couple of much deserved buffs. First of all, Sigurd was finally buffed again, and also more LB2, we got a Valkyrie buff. Very glad to see these two buffed. They were both very weak in their roles, so let's see what they did. Let's talk about the Sigurd buff first. Let's go. So it's a buff to his third skill. So previously on a 5-turn cooldown, it's a targeted skill. One ally gets 100% star gen up for 1 turn, and then 1 turn of debuff immune. That was it. An extremely sorry excuse of an SSR skill in this day and age. Even back on launch, I always thought it was weak to begin with. So yeah, no surprises that this was buffed. So let's see what they did. So now the same 5-turn cooldown, everything I just listed is the same. So the star gen up is the same, the debuff immune is the same, but hey, now the target also gets 20% MP damage for 3 turns and 30% battery. Yay! So again, he is now someone who has a battery. Most SSRs this day and age have some kind of a battery. He was one of the rare ones that didn't. So yay, now he has one too. And then MP damage definitely is a nice thing to have on his kit, because he didn't really have a lot of damage buffs. The only thing he had was this buster up for 3 hits, 3 turns, which I'm still mad that they didn't make this better with the buff they did to this skill. And then he has some crit damage, but yeah, for MP damage he didn't really have much going, so it's nice to see some MP damage here. So now the skill definitely looks a little bit better, especially on a 5-turn cooldown. It's pretty decent, I want to say. Nothing crazy, but pretty good. So on this year's Saber tier list, we had them still combined for 5 and 4 stars, and he was placed into C+. That has to be one of the lowest rankings we have given this year for any SSR in their respective lists, and for a good reason. He was very underwhelming, and with this, I can probably bump him up to B. Yeah, I think we're just gonna bump him up to B. Honestly, I don't think he's still in an amazing spot. I think they still need to buff the final skill, the first skill. But hopefully it's a big buff, because I really want to see my man do a lot better. But hey, it's very awesome that they remembered that he exists and they realized that he is very weak compared to a lot of other servants. So yay, I'm still very happy with this buff. And then we got a skill buff for Valkyrie as well. Let's go. Buff to their second skill. So previously on a 6-turn cooldown, they get an evasion for 1 hit, 3 turns, debuff immune for 1 time, 3 turns, and then a 1000 damage cut for 3 hits, 3 turns. Honestly, for a 4-star, this is a decent defensive skill. I like that all of the stuff in it was like defensive, so it was never really awkward to use it. You just popped it and there you go. You just have a bunch of nice defensive effects. Maybe it would have been nice to have more than 1 hit of evasion though, but besides that, not bad honestly, especially for a 4-star. So let's see what they did. So now on the same 6-turn cooldown, much like Sigurd, everything that was already there that I just listed remains unchanged. Kind of a sad thing, like I think they could have upped the evasion to 2 hits, but you know, it is what it is. But also much like Sigurd, we have 2 new lines. So they themselves now get 30% battery as well on skill use, and 20% attack gets applied to all Valkyrie trait allies on the party for 3 turns, and obviously it includes themselves too. They have the Valkyrie trait after all. That's nice. So it's a very conditional charisma. Not going to be hitting a lot of targets, but at least it applies to themselves. That's still cool. Well, now it's no longer a full defensive skill, I guess, but obviously still a better skill. And again, they didn't really have any raw battery, just a bit of like MP per turn from the 3rd skill. So it's cool that they at least have a battery now, because their looping was a bit tight from what I remember, and their numbers were also falling behind like Parvati, for instance, so the attack buff can help a bit with that too. I want to say it's not a huge buff either though, unfortunately, but again, these two were definitely feeling super weak, so it's nice that they got buffed. So on the 4-star Lancer tier list, we had the Valkyries pinned to a flat C, as you can see, definitely towards the lower half of the list. And with this, I will go ahead and bump them to C+. plus. I still think Parvati definitely feels way better, but with this, they should have a little bit more of a fighting chance. But honestly, unless I'm missing something, I don't think this will be a huge game changer for Valkyrie either. So at the end, I just want to flash this. This is now the upcoming raid ups for all the different servants we're getting as a pre-campaign to the next main story. There's going to be 44 servants on pickup, which is pretty crazy. So who knows, there might be more buffs later down the line. They probably wouldn't want to do everything on day one, so there is definitely room for potential with some servants even on this picture. And I think some that obviously aren't listed here, like some 4 stars that might get rate ups, etc., because this is only listing some 5 stars on the picture. But yeah, speculate away. So with that, there you go. That's another buff breakdown. 2 much deserved buffs. Unfortunately, the buffs themselves, in my opinion, are not massive, but I'm certainly very happy that these 2 servants received buffs, because they are weak. Let's be real. So hey, that'll conclude this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe not to miss out on future videos. Hit that notification bell, because whenever there's buffs, I'll be there covering them ASAP for you guys. Also, shout out to my patrons for supporting the content and the channel in general. Thank you so much. And with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and hope to see you in the next video as well. Bye bye.